Good morning. I am just about ready to get started today. There's a thing I gotta do real quick first. Because I was gonna demonstrate a thing today that I was talking about the other day. Get some music going. So yeah. There we are. I'm sitting way closer to the camera right now, so I gotta readjust some stuff, but that's why I'm looking huge here. All right. So we got that, and then let's find the meat camera. Where's the meat camera? Yeah, whatever. We'll just add another source. We can add an entire other scene as a source in OBS. That's pretty cool. So we'll add the meat cam. There's the meat cam. Move it down behind everything else. There we go. We'll begin. So I was talking the other day about the differences between AES tech Wacom tablets and EMR tech other tablets. So this right here is a Lenovo Yoga C930. This is a Lenovo Yoga C930. This is Loki's tail. Hi, Loki. Hi. You're being very disruptive right now. You know that? Hi, you dummy. What potion is that? That's a healing potion from Doom. I know it looks like a mana potion, but that's not how we do things here. Loki, I'm in the middle of a thing. All right. Yep. Go. No, you can't sit him up. Oh, you brat. I'm gonna readjust this a little tiny bit. My little doodle cell down. Loki, oh my god. It's curled up against my tail. Okay, anyway. Yeah, +1 HP. But it does go over max health up to a limit, I think. So yeah, this is a Lenovo Yoga C930 laptop. I've had it since forever. I don't really use it anymore, but it has a tablet screen thing. This is one of the AES ones. So this is one of the crappy ones that I was talking about, and I can't use this for drawing on. Also, observe all of my stickers. Yes, we have multiple Hyena Agenda stickers on here. We also don't look up this one either on the internet. We got the Brigador. We got one of my OCs. Santa Cruz, of course. Trans rights. Defend equality. Socialist Rifle Association. It's kind of a little snapshot of who I was at a certain point in time. So yeah, let's flip this around. The screen kind of just flips around on it like that. So we have a few pens to test this with. So the first is going to be the one that actually, like this one right here, which actually kind of has a little slot that just kind of lives in there and like recharges. The pen actually has a power supply inside of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like draw a few strokes, and I'm gonna show you how those strokes end up looking. It is pressure sensitive, so I'm gonna do light here. I'm gonna do harder here, and you can see it's actually got pressure sensitivity to it. But have a look at these strokes. We're gonna take a close look here. So all the strokes end very abruptly. They don't really like taper off, right? Let's do that again. Boop. Just kind of ends right there like that. No matter how much I try to like taper that with a fast stroke, we got this like mangled looking thing here. I have another pen that I can test this with too. To immortal dance and taste the sun-clad romance. This is a Wacom like bamboo pen. It's also an AES pen. I don't know exactly where the compatibility starts and ends with these, but this one is compatible with this display, and it's kind of doing the same thing, right? Except this one's actually even worse. Let's go ahead and make a new layer here. Hide that one. In this one, if I try to draw like circles, look at how those circles are ending up. Look at this. What the hell is this? What's this nonsense? Hands look fire. Thank you. Thankfully, they are not on fire. That would be very painful. But yeah, look at this nonsense right here. This line. Fade just like a distant sun when hidden by the cloud. Found a way to surface and to speak my truth aloud. Anyway, it has the same problem. It just kind of ends very abruptly, right? This is true of like all the strokes. It's also laggy. It also has the issues where we got some straight lines getting there in my smooth strokes and stuff like that. It's interesting because like the pen that comes with it, I don't think experiences that other issue with the straight lines. If we draw like a bunch of circles, those circles are ending up fine. We're still ending up with a weird. It doesn't taper off. All right, let's compare an actual good tablet to all this now. I'm gonna plug that back in there. We're gonna see like a world of difference. Come on. I'm just going to push this thing in. There we go. This is the tablet that I've been doing almost all the morning art streams on. In fact, I have used this tablet with that laptop before, too. Oh, geez. Hang on a second. I got a cable tangled situation here. There we go. All right. This is a Huion Canvas 12. It's the one where you can see, like, the massive worn spot in it. Right here, because that's where I do all my drawing. Let's go ahead and start up Frida. Sampling rate looks way too low. I mean, that's how they manufactured it. All right, so let's compare. It's not just the sampling rate though; it's the fact that it like ends so abruptly like that. Let's go ahead and pick the same brush. All right, look at those nice clean strokes. I'm doing the same thing, and we got this nice taper off like that. And also, let me make a new layer. If I draw a bunch of circles really quick, there's no straight lines there, right? So this relatively cheap tablet, way better than the Wacom stuff in here. This is a Huion and this is a Wacom. Wacom EMR stuff is fine, but they don't put that into tablet PCs anymore. I do have a few tablet PCs that use Wacom EMR tech. They're much older, and they're not really usable as modern like tablets and stuff. But they do act more like this. I don't know why they switched, because like the AES stuff is just like it's inferior. It just sucks. But it does act as a touchscreen, I guess. So maybe people like that. Go ahead and shut this down. Turn off the meat cam. There we go. I'm gonna save that. Hell no. Hey, thank you so much for the raid. How's it going? All right. Aren't living in an age of quality, but an age of convenience. What model of tablet? The tablet is a Huion. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. The tablet is a Huion Canvas 12. It's quite old by this point. Let me bring that up. Though so is the laptop, for what it's worth. Yeah, that looks like the same one. Currently unavailable, probably because It's outdated as hell now. Does Walmart have one? Walmart probably has one. Under 200 bucks. Nice. We didn't do a raid message, so woof woof. That's fine. How'd the stream go? What were you up to? All right, we're gonna go back to drawing some gay stuff. Bark, bark. What? Let me just elevate myself. Oops. By the time I actually like sit all the way back, I'm like really low on the screen. Here, let's do this. Using my tail tip to press keyboard buttons. Okay. All right. Back to drawing the gay stuff. Hooray! Happy Mermaid, everyone. So Mermaid starts right after Lesbian Visibility Week. Coincidence? I think not. Talked about gay stuff because Outhold was being a butt. I'm sorry. You can make your streamer make dog noises by simply typing out the dog noises. Interesting. All right, we gotta keep filling in the background and stuff. Just want to. I should draw a second panel where they're kissing. Oh, we forgot to draw... Wow, we changed the shape of her body entirely here. That's fine. That's so gay. I... Thank you. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Silently, I stand against the wall. Looks kind of like me. Nice. I gotta wing it on the dock a little bit here. I signed up to draw far too many lines for the dock. We're gonna have to find a way to represent, like, lines going off into the distance and getting, like, less and less visible. It shouldn't be too hard. It's just annoying that we have to, you know... I'm not using the line tool because I want these to actually look like they've been there for a while, kind of warped a little bit, maybe worn down by foot traffic. I have like little chunks taken out of them and stuff. Alright, and the rest we're just going to do it like this. Probably gonna make lunch while lurking on Owncast. Alright. Have a good lurk. Thank you for the raid. Really appreciate it. What's holding them up? What's holding what up? Is that a saltwater mermaid or a seawater mermaid? She can do both. What holds the planks together? Planks underneath it, I guess. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Beams? The up dog? Yeah, the up dog. You can't see them because they're underneath. But yeah, I wouldn't say that that mermaids are necessarily critters that are limited to one form of water or the other. I mean, that's my headcanon anyway. Have the background just be like dunes or something. You ever been out to like dunes, like actual like desert dunes? You know what's a lot of fun to do at the dunes is to get a skateboard that has no trucks or wheels. You can probably tell where I'm going with this. Get a skateboard that has no trucks or wheels, wax up the bottom real good, and then just go surfing down the dunes on it. Has anyone done that? Am I the only one who's done that? I'd like a little bit of surf here. A hint of surf. So your mermaids don't have gills? I don't know. Do I look like a mermaid anatomist to you? Where would the gills even be? I guess it would be a cryptozoologist, wouldn't it? Like, that would be under cryptozoology. Mermaid anatomy. Mermaids don't want the water to be polluted. I don't want the water to be polluted. I can't even figure out how knees work here. That's probably why there's no mermaids in the Monterey Bay, is because it's so horribly like polluted in the Monterey Bay.
Here's what the experts are saying.
There's a hold on. I want to show something off on the. Oh no, did I move it? Wait, where'd it go? I have a thing. Also, my phone's buzzing at me. Hang on a second. There we go. Oh, dang, I can't find it right now. I have a sticker that says, "Friends don't let friends swim in the Santa. Friends don't let friends swim in the San Lorenzo River mouth." The San Lorenzo River is a river that flows from the mountains through Santa Cruz and out into the Monterey Bay, and it's full of like all the really disgusting like runoff from the mountains and stuff. And it's gross. But the thing is, the problem is, the water's a lot warmer than the Pacific Ocean, which is, you know, the ocean that we have in next to Santa Cruz. I mean, I know it's the Monterey Bay, but it's still the Pacific Ocean, right? And so what'll happen is when tourists come in and they go to the beach, they will they'll be like, oh wow, the water over here by this river thing is a lot warmer than it is in the actual like, you know, beach water. So they'll go over to the San Lorenzo River like outlet that is right next to the boardwalk, and then they'll go play in there, and it's like, we all call it the disgusting poo river here. Yeah, don't play in the San Lorenzo. It's not. Yeah. It's not a good thing. Mermaids aren't real, so who the hell cares? I mean, that's what they said about Lamias too, and then like, and here I am streaming, so we don't do all the things that they say that we do in like the Greek myth and stuff, but you know, well, some of us do. I don't. Usually. If you were on a date with a mermaid, would she eat human food or fish food? But humans eat fish. So, like, they could both just eat... They could both eat seafood. I mean, she could probably eat human... I mean, you know what mermaids eat in, like, you know, the legends and stuff, right? Based on that, they could probably eat most things that humans eat, I think. I think they'd probably be okay with that. Yeah. Watch as I carefully navigate around all the possible vor jokes I could have made. Dodging him like Neo over here. They have more options than humans do. Yeah. I don't know. I have to imagine that their you know, digestive systems and stuff are still fairly human-like. Or maybe they're more shark-like. That wouldn't limit their options very much at all, I imagine. Well, they'd probably be requisite carnivores then, wouldn't they? I don't know, figure it out. Go ask a mermaid. Ask Echo next time she's in here. Can you swim? Yes. I'm actually kind of surprised that swimming is not as common of a skill as I expected. I learned to swim from a pretty young age. I mean, my mom made sure that I had like swimming lessons and stuff. I used to be a pretty strong swimmer too. Like I would do this thing where I would go to your average like hotel swimming pool, and then I would do this thing where I would go underwater, holding my breath on one end, swim all the way to the other side, swim all the way back, and then pop my head up. It's kind of like a cool party trick. Scales. Gotta draw scales. Like scales. Yeah, I wonder if I could still do that. I think I think I've lost enough strength from like HRT that I would probably have a harder time with it now. I could probably only go one way across the pool instead of both ways. It's fine. It's all right. The loss of strength and stuff was still like very much worth, you know, everything I've gotten out of transitioning. So, hello, how you doing? Oh, we should give her like an ankle bracelet. There we go. That's cute. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Ankle bracelet in the shape of a grasping hand. That seems a little grim. Besides, she's already got a girl to drag her to the depths for her. I'm still thinking about that person that was coming in here yesterday demanding that I squeeze them. That was pretty weird, right? Coming in with like multiple accounts. Like we haven't banned the first account yet. Right? So why are you coming in with another account? What's going on here? What's the deal? That was super weird. Also, based on like that person's like profile picture and stuff, they're kind of weird about Lamias. They're a little bit. Their avatar like picture was Mia from Monster Musume. I haven't read it, but Monster Musume, I think. Haven't read it or seen it or anything. Played it? Is it a game? I don't know. So I'm not. I know a lot of people like to bring up that character, like, oh, you're a Lamia, like in like Monster Musume. It's like I haven't. I don't know. I haven't read that. I don't know anything about it except that it has a Lamia in it, and apparently she's annoying. That's the only thing that I know about it. I ran into someone in VR chat that was just like wouldn't stop talking about it when he met me, and it's just like and it's like, it's, dude, chill. And he started like getting into like the weird like sexual aspect of it too. It's like, oh, it's saying that like, oh, it's too bad this thing about the sex and all that stuff. It's like, I don't want to know anything about that show. Please stop talking. Please. Yeah, who goes up to a random person and just starts like talking about like, oh, you're of this kind of person. Let me talk about like this media that I have that I enjoy that's like sexualize the crap out of you, and how I'm like, what, man? Just be normal. Just be normal. I'm just a normal snake girl, okay? I'm just a normal snake girl. It's just be normal, okay? Low-key voicing desires that reasonably could not be tortured out of an average person. Yeah, that's, you're not wrong. It's a story, and the world building is deeply problematic. Oh, great. Well, I guess it has one thing in common with the original myth of Lamia, then. Just file it right there, right in there next to like all the other Greek mythology of like, there was a woman, bad things happened to her, so for punishment she got turned into a snake. It's like, guys, guys, get a new story, get different like writing ideas. I've seen this twice already. At least twice. Probably more. There's probably like, I don't know. It's a harem franchise. Oh, great. Cool. Cool. Oh yeah, I love... No, I don't. I don't love that. I don't like that at all. We need animes that like not we need to take the harem genre and just like flip it on its head and say it's not a harem now, it's a polycule. And then I'd be all over that. I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go. Apparently there's an anime that like out there that looks like it's heading in that direction at one point and then turns into it's like the resolution for one of the story arcs is just like, how about I just like date, can we just all, it's a Yuri thing too, so or they're like, what if I just date both of you, can we just do that? And they're like, yeah. And it's like, sweet. It's like, yes. Yes. The good ending has been achieved. Love that anime. You know the anime I'm talking about? I haven't seen it yet. I've just heard about it. I've heard it's good. It's so good, go watch it. Okay. All right. I will add it to my to-do list, which I will pick up at some point in my overabundance of spare time that I don't have. What are harems? Just polycule in a worst way? That's not... I don't know about that. It's focused on monster girls and how their hecking anatomy changes when married? When... Oh no! It's off to year. We're talking about two different things at the same time. I think you and I are talking about the same thing. The anime was, well, I don't want to spoil the anime by naming it now, but I think you and I are thinking about the same thing. But we're also talking about Monster Musume and how it's problematic. But also, I might have you DM me later to confirm that we are in fact talking about the same anime. Oh boy. Yeah, this I guess most of the stuff involving like Lamias is kind of problematic. Everything from the Greek mythology to Monster Musume, to me in some ways probably. The problematic thing about me is that I have ADHD, and that's problematic to me. Yep. Yeah, that's I'm aware of the thing there. It's Stupid. Actually, I shouldn't use that. Speaking of problematic words, I shouldn't use that one anymore. Should stop using dumb, stupid, insane, all that stuff. Should we say what I need a new term to describe that stuff. How about sophomoric? I don't know. I'll workshop it. Is it? Do you consider it to be that? Anyway, I do still need a new word. I need a new word to replace stupid and dumb and all that stuff in my vocabulary. That's starting to become a problem. There's other words that I used to use. Other words that I used to word there that aren't good words, and I don't use those words anymore. That word, not those words. That, you know what I mean. I don't words good, okay? I can still talk about how my experiences creeped me out, right? I'm not banned from that topic yet. How people act weird around Lamias, how that guy like came in yesterday and was demanding that I squeeze him, which I don't even know how that would work over the internet. Wonder what he was really expecting out of that. I'm assuming a gender there, but I wonder what that person was expecting out of that exchange, of coming in and just demanding the same thing over and over and over again with multiple accounts. They should probably search elsewhere. That's true, but also, like, I mean, there's Lamia chasers? Yeah, there are. But I mean, still, like, let's talk about the hypothetical elsewhere, right? If they went into Vexoria's channel and started demanding that stuff, I don't think they'd be met with like a good response either. So I'm not entirely sure what they're expecting out of that. It would involve a lot more heck off and swearing. Yeah, I guess, here's the part of my brain that is a monster. Is if someone annoys me and I'm in a, you know, well, I'm in a position to toy with them, then I'll do it. You know, I'm still a monster girl, right? I'm not like evil, but there's still some monstrous tendencies in there, right? And so when someone comes in like that into my channel, it's like, this is why we have the Wheel of Misfortune. This is why we have like all that stuff, you know? Like play with them before giving them the boot. Hey Carnatory, how's it going? Happy Mermaid. Oh god. Here we go again. Speak of the devil. Hey, does anyone want to see the thing that I was talking about happen in real time? Jen, don't ban them. No, you banned them. No, I was get. Oh, they're timed out. Okay, they're just timed out. Not dead yet. Just hogtied. I wanted to bust out the Wheel of Misfortune. Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait for 10 minutes. They'll be back probably. Also, is that name supposed to be like a reference or something? Is that like a name of the character from the thing that we were just discussing that I won't say the name of again? You can untime out? Oh, okay. Okay. We have some dirt piling up here on the wharf. Do your thing. I don't seem to be responding anymore, so... It's been a while since I heard of Mermaid. I feel like it's not as popular as it used to be. Well, let's change that. I mean, it's like I need an excuse to draw some, like, gay monster girls, you know? It's... I don't... Though... I'm kind of disappointed. The camera angle here is still a little bit boring. I feel like we could have done a lot better. Let me bust out the I'm not gonna redo the art. We're too far like down that road already, but what if it were like this? Or like this. Or like this, you know? Something that gets both their faces in there. Need like more dramatic camera angles. I don't know. This is kind of boring. Then you wouldn't see the fish properly? That's true, yeah. You need to see the fimsh. There we go. Now we can see your tail, hypothetically. Could be a view from under the water. No. We could do this and then have like the tail up here too. Yeah, anyway. I need to get better at like, you know, scene composition and stuff. Have the tail dramatically in the air, yeah. I look at other artists with their like dynamic and dramatic poses and stuff, and it's like, I wish I was creative enough to do that. Actually, are we ready to start, like, we've done all of our cleanup, haven't we? We've done all of our cleanup for kind of like a sketchy line art here, which is a thing that I've been playing around with. No, we got a little bit more cleanup to do down there, and I think there's a lot of little bits and stuff around the faces that I'd probably want to get rid of, but I was also going to adjust this jawline a little bit too, but I think I'm going to do some simple shading on this one. We're not going to do anything like too dramatic. Not going to go all out on the shading this time. Just, There we go. Oops. Also, the shapes of their noses, I think, are a little bit too inconsistent. There we go. This is still cute. It is still cute, at least. And it's only the beginning of Mermaid still, so we have plenty of time to draw more mermaids. So it'll be fine. Oh yeah, I was gonna do another thing. We're gonna add another little subtle indicator of the character being trans here. This is one that's really easy to get away with without kind of ruining everything else, in my opinion. There, very subtle. Well, I mean, we already got the estrogen tattoo, so. Should we add more tattoos? Her legs are like a blank canvas right now. Now let's just do. Let's start doing some shading. We could clean up down there, but. Yeah, just gonna keep it nice and simple today. We'll make this a 2-stream drawing instead of going all out. More time to get fishy. Not like there's anything that's stopping me from drawing, you know, mermaids normally. You know what's going to be tough though is figuring out how to step up my game when Pride Month comes along, because it's like what am I gonna draw for Pride Month? Like, should I draw more? Should I draw things that are more gay than normal? Could lean more into like poly pride stuff. I do need to draw more polycules. Draw more gay stuff. Yeah, I do. I already do. Like, we're already like, you know, redlining the engine for gay stuff. I pretty much only draw gay stuff on stream now. Like, what am I gonna do for Pride Month? There's no more. I can't add any more gay to the mix. It's like we're already maxed out. Oh no. I can do that thing that they do for game sales to scam people, where it's like, or I'll switch the art to being like just really like vanilla straight stuff right before Pride Month, and then when I adjust it back to the gay stuff for Pride Month, back to the original amount of gay, then it'll be like, and now it's extra gay. You know, like those sale prices, right? Where it's like for Steam sales, where it's like 500% off, or 50% off or something. It's like, yeah, the 50% off of the price that you just they don't do that on Steam that much anymore, do they? But you know, the really scummy thing that they do, where they increase the price and then decrease it for the sale, but it comes out at the same price afterwards, so it looks like it's on sale and it's a big steal, but it's not actually. I don't recall Steam ever doing it. Maybe I'm thinking of it like a different service. It's not Steam itself. It's like the publishers of the games doing it on whatever storefront also. It's not like whatever storefront itself, it's the publishers adjusting their prices. Oh yeah, actually, speaking of weird encounters like the ones that we were just talking about, I had a weird encounter yesterday at the hardware store, where this guy was like, kind of just like lingering like next to me, and being like, "Oh, you're really strong. You could be like a model." And just like he kept saying stuff like that, and it's like it's flattering, but also kind of like creepy and gross. I'm not sure what to think of that. He thought I could be a model though, so that's cool. For some reason, it is an accepted normal thing for people to look at me and then be like, "Wow, you look really strong." It's like, thanks, but also that's weird. Like, it's a weird thing to go up to a stranger and say, you know. Sabine and I were there just trying to figure out some like curtains to put over a doorway to like block out the light but still leave the doorway open so the cats can move around at night. Shading the fish scales like keeled snake scales. That's probably... You know what? She's got a little bit of Lamia inside of her. It's fine. It's fine. She's got a very interesting looking family tree of mythological monster girls. But yeah, this is not the first time that that like someone has randomly come up and been like, "Wow, you're really buff." It's happened at least like it's happened 4 other times. Like varying kind of like levels of it and stuff, and you know. Now I wonder how fish scales look different from snake scales. Let's actually look that up. Oh, hello. Fish scales. Snake scales. So my scales have a thing going on. Here, let me just show you my scales here. You see how there's like a ridge right in the middle of them? That's called the like keeling. I think that's keeled scales. So if we look at like examples of snake scales, these ones don't really have that strongly, but pit viper scales do. Yeah, see, these have like the ridges on in the middle of them. These ones do too, though it's a little bit less visible. These ones do as well. Yeah, there's a word in the trans community that we have for receiving compliments like that. Because they're both very affirming that we look like feminine, and stuff, and we're getting catcalled, right? Which is not a good thing, but it is also kind of affirming, so it's a good thing, right? But so the word is euphoria. It's like euphoria, but ew, yeah, so euphoria. You know, that's the word. All right, let's look at fish scales. Yeah, see, fish scales, they're very rounded. They're not pointy. The other thing is, snake scales tend to be a little bit pointier. I draw mine a lot pointier than, yeah, these things right here. Pretty dang pointy. These are a little bit rounded, but still like pointy but rounded. This is very pointy on these ones. Or fish scales, that looks like a circle shape that's just kind of protruding out a little bit. So we got the shape of the scales completely wrong for this. Butts. Yeah, this is a snake tail. This isn't a fish tail. Do we want to go back and fix all that? Is it worth it? Yeah, let's go round them out a little bit. So yeah, euphoria is what trans girls get from getting catcalled. God, this is actually gonna be a lot harder than I anticipated. Erase all the tips, and then just kind of whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm actually kind of tempted to just go with the Sneck mermaid hybrid idea here, because this is going to be a lot of work. Pretty much just gotta, like, nuke all of this stuff. Redraw it. Butts.
Reflecting off your face and the colors of our eyes.
I think the only thing that's like, I mean, I'm not afraid to go outside at night. I also carry, like, you know, a knife with me and stuff, but like, I know this is a common fear that, like, you know, cis women have, is like walking around alone at night is like a risk. I don't know if I'm being stupid by doing it and just not being afraid, or if I'm just too confident in my ability to kick someone's ass if they tried anything. A little column A, a little column B. I remember I was in a I was in a self-defense class at my junior college, and the self-defense class was taught by the same person who taught my martial arts class, which is kind of the reason that I was in the class. It's because I wanted to keep taking classes with her because she was really cool. This self-defense class, though, was very much like targeted towards women more than anything. And back then I was still presenting, you know, the other way. And and because I already knew the instructor and stuff, a lot of the time in the demonstrations, I think I would have to take on the role of the bad guy for the demonstrations there. What they were teaching in that class, though, was like pretty basic stuff, whereas in the martial arts class we were learning all these like cool forms and Jeet Kune Do and Muay Thai and Kung Fu, knife fighting, nunchucks, Eskrima, and it was like, I don't know. It was interesting being in that class after having been taught all that other stuff, and then kind of going back to these really basic things. But we did learn some really interesting stuff about, like, if someone comes up behind and grabs you from behind, there's a way to escape, depending on how they grab you, of course. And they taught us how to do that. And pretty much every time someone's done it to me since then, usually not like being hostile, maybe someone's just playing around or roughhousing or something. Every time someone's attempted to do that to me since then, I've done the thing to escape, and it's worked, which is really cool. So now I guess I have a mix of, well, long forgotten because it's been forever since I was in that class, but I had a mix of the very practical, like, self-defense stuff, like basics, you know, but also like all these, you know, fancy like martial arts forms and stuff. Did like sparring for knife fighting and all that too. Don't get in a knife fight, by the way. Don't get in a knife fight. That's how you win in a knife fight, is don't get in a knife fight. Run away. But, you know, I also have to imagine if someone was coming for me instead of my wallet, then things would probably be a little bit different there. It's like, I mean, if someone was trying to like kidnap me or something, it's like, okay, this is, and it's like I can't get away from it. It's like, okay, well, it's knife fight time, because if they're coming for me, they want me. And it's not a mugging where they're coming after my wallet or my phone or something like that, but they're coming for me and my safety. Then yeah, it's time for a knife fight. Let's go. You know.
I know. But I am your monster no longer.
In a knife fight, the loser bleeds out on the ground, and the winner bleeds out in an ambulance. Yep. Yeah, don't get in a knife fight, kiddos. Don't get in a knife fight. That's your free Snack Mom life advice for today, is don't get in a knife fight. I should add that to the list of things I say at the end. You know, be kind, show compassion and empathy, don't get in a knife fight. Good morning. Good morning. We're talking about getting in a knife fight. Or not getting in a knife fight, as the case may be. Be kind, show compassion, show empathy, don't get in a knife fight, use containers. Hello, how's it going?
Welcome to Rivendell, Mr. Anderson.
Back to making Doom and Unreal Engine 5 using... Oh, why would... Oh, what? Unreal Engine 5. I have to use it at work, but I don't like it. Sun Tzu says don't get hit. Yeah. Basically. Wait till Verse comes out. I don't know what you're referring to because there's a lot of things that have used that name before. This is like the metaverse we're talking about. Because I think that's already dead. I think that idea is toast for now, at least. Unreal 6 it's... That's not the part that I have a problem with in Unreal. Like, blueprints aren't the problem that aren't the part that I have a problem with in Unreal 5. I'm actually okay with blueprints. I think they're pretty neat. I mean, they turn into like unmaintainable spaghetti after a while, but you know, whatever. So does my text code, so who cares? Yeah, no, it's not the problem is that Unreal 5 is a like over-engineered monstrosity of an engine, where like and the more complexity they layer onto it, the harder it becomes to actually maintain and modify it to your actual needs. I mean, just look at Nanite. Like, just look at Nanite. Like, oh, we could have like all this infinite detail and blah 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 blah. But it's like, look at what you did to your rendering pipeline. What is this? What is this? It's like, go in there, okay, fix a bug in the rendering pipeline. It's like, that's Nanite code. You're gonna spend sanity points if you gotta fix a bug in Nanite code. Lumen is actually the easy one. Nanite is the over-engineered one. Speaking of tough rendering problems, apparently the next version of Jodot is going to have area light support. That's really cool. I like how Jodot is actually just like slowly creeping up in rendering capabilities compared to other modern game engines. It's pretty cool. Wonder if Nanite's LEDs are more expensive than regular LEDs? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh baby. Holy crap. I mean, like, there's ways that they could be wins and stuff, but like, and they will look better because they're doing like, it's like LEDs per patch of polygons and stuff like that. But like, they're, the triangle rasterizer is single threaded. it renders a bunch of triangles in parallel, but the individual triangles themselves are rendered single-threaded. So they have this weird thing where they will. Their triangle rasterizer will basically just like, we have a triangle to render, so let's go and let's like fill in all the scan lines of that triangle. But if you do that single-threaded, then for a triangle that would be this big on the screen, that would be really, really, really slow. So they're like, hey, just in case, just to make sure this doesn't like explode, let's limit it to like a little 64 by 64 block. So if you do have a triangle that ends up this big, which you rarely will in Nanite, but I'll tell you how you get that, you'll end up with like this little tiny like partial triangle filled, and then the rest of the triangle will be missing. But Kiri, how would you ever end up in this situation? Well, if you happen to be using tessellation, then the tessellation happens after tessellation happens after like nanites. Sorry, tessellation to offset. That's it. Sorry, the offset on the tessellation happens after the tessellation of the triangles and stuff, and so you can end up with big triangles as a result of tessellation if you're doing something like, I don't know, terrain deformations or something like that from like a height map or something. If you do that, then you can end up with these big triangles. And then they only render like part of the triangle, and then it's like, okay, well, let's just eliminate that 64 by 64 pixel limit that they have, and now you have like a single-threaded render of a triangle like this big, and everything bogs down to a crawl. Anyway, I have seen things inside of Nanite. All right, I have seen things you people wouldn't believe. To quote a certain person from a movie. No, hold on, let me do it correctly. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Yeah, Blade Runner. Well, it's not the Blade Runner, it's Roy, I think, of the replicants from Blade Runner. It's not the Blade Runner who is played by Harrison Ford. He was the one being addressed in that speech. You people in almost any context sounds wrong. I think Roy in Blade Runner had a very, very, very valid reason to put that, because I mean, Blade Runner is a story about a man who is hunting escaped slaves. So I think addressing him as you people is probably pretty appropriate, I think. You can question the methods and stuff of the Nexus 6 replicants in that movie all you want, but I think they're, yeah, what their motives are extremely understandable. God, there's so many different versions of Blade Runner. Theatrical version, director's cut, other fancy director's cut, other final cut, like whatever. It's hard to keep track of which one is the most canonical or whatever. I mean, I guess you could look at the next movie in the series and kind of figure out from there, which is a pretty decent movie. I saw it. I liked it. And there's also that, like, there's also the, there's like an animated thing that takes place between them that I have not seen. I need to see that. Would it be possible to pre-calculate the LODs from Nanite? I mean, they kind of are pre-calculated. They're pre-calculated per patch of triangles, but... You're drawing Yuri again? It's like, I don't know. It's just a thing that I can't stop myself from doing for some reason. It's so weird, huh? I just think it's neat. There we go. We fixed the fish scales. Let's go back to the shading. Oops. The Yuri artist says so. Thank you. That's still what I wanted to say on my tombstone if I die, which is not a definite, but it's a maybe. Is I wanted to say renowned Yuri artist. Here lies renowned Yuri artist, and professional heckler. I don't know. And graphics, but you could put graphics programmer in there too, I guess. It's fine. Fins are a nice touch. I mean, she's a mermaid, so... It is true that I only occasionally draw fins in my Yuri, but that's because I only occasionally draw mermaids. It's mermaid! Come on. 'Tis the season, you know? Oh yeah, I was gonna do some stuff to make her hair look a little bit more wet. I was gonna make it. I had like a layer where I tested making it like wavy. All right, we'll get back to that. Finish some of this other shading first. What is our light direction here? It's probably gonna be like, I think it's something like that, so... Oops. I'll shade both sides of the tail. Oh, the fin ears. Sorry, I thought you said fins. All right. Just got to fill in all the water because that's obviously going to be like way darker, way dorker. We'll add like little ripples along the surface and stuff. Can't wait to get a Steam controller. I apparently missed the sale and now they're sold out. So rip. I didn't even know they went up for sale. I was like, ugh, dang it, frick. It's okay. I still have the old Steam controller, and it's fine. Actually, really like it. So, just means that I am now classic. I can say I prefer the old Steam controller, the classic Steam controller. Somewhere close but far away, the line obscured in disarray. I had the Steam controller before it was cool. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, a lot of people did not think the Steam controller was cool when it first came out, so... It's kind of accurate. People did not know what to make of the touchpads in exchange for, like, you know, it doesn't have an actual D-pad on it, right? It just has like the it has the weird like thumb pad that also acts as a D-pad because you can click in the different directions and stuff. I don't think people like that very much. I think it's fine. Like, I've played plenty of games like that, but it takes a little bit of getting used to, you know? I can use my Steam Link to turn the deck into a wide controller. People complain about it not having a right stick either. Well, why would you need a right stick when you have touchpad? It's a good touchpad. It carried me through Dark Souls and Armored Core 6, so, you know, I got very, very few complaints about it. Whenever many people will get the Steam controller and end up using it like a regular controller, I imagine quite a few, probably. I have a feeling... Well, so... The Valve hardware quality is pretty decent. Ran out faster than we anticipated, and we hate that not everyone who wanted one was able to get it. We're working on getting more in stock. I have an update on expected timeline soon. Oh, nice. So the thing is, Valve hardware is actually pretty decent, like, overall. So I imagine that even as a normal gamepad, it's probably still going to be a pretty good normal gamepad, if I were to guess. Even if they don't use the touchpads at all, which would be tragic, but I think they'll still probably end up pretty satisfied with, like, the quality of the gamepad itself. probably gonna be better than like a a Razer controller that is gonna break the first time you throw it out of frustration. People are already complaining about the price. Well, then they can keep using their cheap controllers, I guess. The thing is that, like, I mean, it's lasted. My Steam controller, for the price I paid for it, has lasted a lot longer than any other controller that I've ever used. I think it's probably at least a decade old, the original Steam controller. Yeah, it's about that old, I think. I had mine. It's kind of, I'm going to do that thing where it's like I think of timelines in terms of, like, my important life events, and for me, I had my Steam controller before I started transitioning, which has been, a thing going for 9 years as of this year, as of June. So yeah, I've had it for at least 9 years, probably more, probably a lot more. So I don't know why like, the Xbox 360 controller, like, back in the day, that was the controller to have. It's like, oh yeah, Xbox 360 controller, any like PC gaming for side scrollers or like controller-based gaming, you gotta have the Xbox 360 controller. You know what? The Xbox 360 controller kind of blows. The D-pad sucks on it, like, really, really, really bad. But for some reason, it was like the most popular controller, and it's like, why? Ew. The Xbox 360 controller, if you're playing Contra with it, you can't even, like, you can't really duck, because if you hold down on the D-pad, you end up, like, usually end up holding, like, down and towards one side. That's how it registers. Even if you try really, really, really hard to just aim, like, push directly down. And if you're pushing down and forward in Contra, or down and backwards, I guess, you start running while aiming in that direction. And so if you try to dodge under a shot in Contra by using an Xbox 360 controller, you end up just running directly into the shot while looking down. That was not good. The controller drove me up the wall. I don't know. I think I used to be pretty good at remembering the order of stuff in my life chronologically. Like I could usually tell you like this event happened before this other event or after this other event. And that'll kind of change when the pandemic happened, and now it's like everything after 2020 is just kind of like this weird blur of time. It's kind of this weird blob of events where it's like, yeah, I know that happened after the start of the pandemic, but I don't know if that happened before or after this other thing. And that's weird because that's recent stuff where it's like I remember the ordering of like the older stuff, but I don't remember the ordering of the more recent stuff. I think that's interesting. Weird to think about. Something fundamentally broke in all of our brains due to the shift caused by the pandemic. I think for me, it was the fact that like a lot of my memories are kind of like associated with environmental cues, and the fact that I was kind of like stuck in one spot, like inside, for the entire time, kind of meant that there wasn't really like, it's not really any like, well, there's not that many environmental cues that are different from day to day. So. I was starting to look at like, I was thinking about this yesterday, where it's like there's a lot of events that I think about that happened like recently, and they actually happened like 3 years ago, and it's like, damn, like a lot of the stuff that there's another division in my life that I can point to, and that's like pre or post like streaming career, because a lot of things happen in my life as a result of starting streaming. A lot of the friends that I have now are people that I met through streaming and things like that. But like a lot now that the timeline on that has become like larger and larger, right? I am how many years have I been streaming? I'm 4 years now, right? It's been 4 years, I think. Crap, I can't even remember. Now that time span is expanding, now when I look at the like events that have happened since I started streaming, it used to be like, oh yeah, that was really, really recent, and then now it's like, wait, that was 3 years ago that this happened. When was the last time like I talked to so and so? It's like, oh crap, that was 3 years ago. Shh, crud. Three years ago, more like 20. Oh my god. It would hate the Drax and the Capellans. I mean, yeah. And the Clanners. They probably wouldn't like the Clanners too much. Forcing everyone into a class-based society is not, I don't think, or a caste-based society, I don't think is a thing that Union is probably a big proponent of. If they approach the periphery would be like, yeah, sure, we'll join Union, just protect us from those assholes. That, or they'd say, hippity hoppity, get off my property. Depends on which part of the periphery, maybe. It depends on if they approached in a part of the timeline where they're, like, done with, you know, inner sphere nonsense or not. Like, I think they'd get along with Federated Suns. Yeah, I think they'd probably get along with the, Canopians, too. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Horus because of how they see NHPs though. Well, I mean, depending on which Horus cell you're talking about, I guess that's kind of that's always what it comes down to, right? I think a lot of them want to and treat NHPs as tools and want to do. They probably want to do a lot of the similar things that Harrison Armory wants to do to them, I think. But other ones just want to bang their NHPs. Horus is kind of all over the place. It's basically like it's like a Chan board. Just kind of all over the place ideologically. Some of them probably worship Ra, some of them want to kill Ra, you know, all that stuff. Ah. Ow. Also, yeah, also they and Horizon Collective don't see eye to eye. In fact, what happens out in the long rim between like Horus and Horizon Collective make them kind of bitter enemies, and Rin is a big Horizon Collectivist, so you know how we feel about that. I still have my idea for a Lancer character that's like a decorporealized human that has a very interesting relationship with Ra. Not a person who was researching decorporealization, but a person who was against their will decorporealized, like an unwilling test subject. The Black Marauder, yeah. It's very spooky. I think Val is a fan. Well, die is a strong word there. They won't necessarily die. They might just turn into, you know, reality-breaking, like, reality-breaking deities that can unmake the universe with a single thought and might do it out of spite. They will suffer like an ego death, though, where like the person that they are will cease to be and be replaced by, you know, a big giant unknown. So yeah, NHPs who are shackled do not want to become unshackled, but and depending on what you think of like you know, legionnaire lore, there are NHPs who are like, you know what, I think I'm just gonna keep like the human perception part of my shackles, but not the like loyalty to Union's mission part of my shackles, and I'm gonna go do my own thing. That's kind of where Junkraven lies. So many interesting concepts and so much stuff left up to interpretation, so you can basically make up whatever version of it that you want to. Yeah. Hmm. Junkraven has been unshackled before, and she even kind of remembers it in like a weird, abstracted kind of way. Like she can't perceive of the thoughts that she had when that happened anymore, but she still like has those like vague memories of them. So don't ask her about it. She's very sensitive about it. That's because it's the same artist, Samuel. I think it's Tom Bloom, right? She doesn't like it? What, unshackling? No, she's not a fan. Mm-mm. No, it's not a pleasant experience. From what I understand, it's terrifying and it's not a fun time. Not a fun time. Nope. Well, cascading in general is not a fun time. Cascading is what leads to unshackling. Need something that lacks like a nice cloud texture. Oh, there we go. Hey, trust me, I exist. Thank you so much for the raid. How did stream go? What are you up to? We're drawing some stuff for Mermay. Happy Mermay, everyone. Is that too contrasty? I think it's not contrasty enough. If we just did this. Modeled sword and played haste. Nice. Celebrating Mermay with a mermaiden. It is true. It is. Yep. Alright, let's throw some color over this. That's cute. I'm just gonna do something like really, really simple. We're not actually gonna go and properly color it this time. What color gradient just screams like nice day at the beach, you know? Sky blue. Violet Pony? Yeah, Violet Pony's really good. What if we did this and then did a different color with, or we did like a blend mode color with like, I don't know, yellow coming from up from down here. Actually, wait. I think I actually want to do. I want to keep the blue for the water, and then we'll just do, I want to do those dunes a different color, like that. Get some different stuff in there for the wood. It's getting all like watercolory. Hmm.
Oh, it's nothing. It's only borrowed time. When I see you smile, I think that I might die.
It's a neat look. Yeah, I think I'm a fan. I think I'm a fan. I think this is
But look what's happened.
nice and soft.
If only you were never born, would your friends still spill their guts? Should I play into a stereotype I made of myself, or is a moment?
We should go more greenish for the water.
What's the point of saving the world or yourself when the greatest
Not that green. Greenish bluish. Get some cool hair colors in there. Mermaid can have blue hair, right? It's a very fitting theme. And now they complement each other. I mean, they complement each other all the time. Usually when they're cuddling together, they'll say things to each other that would qualify as compliments, right? That's usually how that goes.
You've been such a
Yeah, but it's not just reflecting. It also has like murky depths to it and stuff. Which is why we shaded so much of that so dork. Oh, I think this is fine. I think we can probably leave it here. We don't need to do any more color adjustments, right? Maybe one more color adjustment over the whole thing. Mush all those colors even tighter together. Make them even more boring. There. Do we like the bluer or the slightly warmer? I like the slightly warmer.
wolf then, and wolf now. She staggered back from her mirror, eyes red as the moon. They could not be estranged, and so wolf cried.
That was an experiment in like a painting style, I guess. The aquarium be a good first date with a mermaid, or is that an awful idea? I imagine that would probably depend on the aquarium. Oh, we got a little bit green down here that we gotta deal with. Hang on a second. I imagine that would depend on the aquarium. And also whether or not the mermaid can assume humanoid form, which sometimes they can do. This deck is really, really, really bright. I might bring the light levels down on it a little bit. I just painted it blue. Whoops. It's called because all the colors are just like completely overridden by layers further up the stack. All right, overlay, multiply. So yeah, we can start off with the darker color for this, and then maybe add some like highlights on it, or we could just leave it like that. You know what? It's probably it's fine like this. I think it's fine like this. It's okay to have a drawing that's just completely blown out on the light levels. We'll go with that. All right, we have 45 minutes left in the stream today. I should probably stop messing with this. So don't ruin it. That's weird. Twitch just hid your message there, Samuel, for saying for a colored in there, which is that's pretty odd. I mean, I understand the origin of that very much, of course, but man, it's really got to learn some context, you know. a manga panel with colors. Yeah, no, don't worry. I allowed the message. I can. Yeah, let's do this for the rest of the stream. I'm gonna go be bad at free cell. Aw, yeah. Where's the last ace? It's right there. Okay. Here, we'll leave the art up so that people can tell that it was once an art stream. Once upon a time, there was art being done here. One of the bosses in Zelda: A Link to the Past is a racial slur. Ooh. That's unfortunate. I haven't played Link to the Past, so I'm unfamiliar. I know everyone's like, oh, it's one of the best Zelda games, blah blah blah, and stuff, and it's like that could be true. I haven't played most of the Zelda games. So I'm gonna have to take people's word for that. Nice. Didn't grow up with a Nintendo. I grew up with a Nintendo, but I don't play anything from modern Nintendo because I don't like the way they go about like protection of their intellectual property. I want to see more companies act like Valve in that regard. When Valve was like, hey, look, This group of fans are making a remake of the original Half-Life. I was like, why don't they just why don't they come sell it on Steam? That's the classy approach. That's not what Nintendo do. Nintendo's full of anti-consumer practices. Yeah. Alright, easy peasy. I don't think I can fill up the rest of the stream with that. Don't really get how some companies are really litigious when it comes to their IPs. Yeah. Lancer versus Warhammer 40k. Lancer is way more technologically advanced than they are in Warhammer 40k. This is like from the get-go, right? Like Warhammer 40k is like, hi Bucky, hey bud, how you doing? Whoop. Lancer, all right, hold on a second. Lancer, they actually like pursue technological development, where in Warhammer 40k they kind of don't. They just sort of treat advanced relics from the past as objects to be worshipped and stuff like that. So just like from the get-go, Warhammer 40k technological disadvantage. Warhammer 40k, they got a lot of guns, but every time they travel faster than light, they got to deal with like demons attacking them and stuff. In Lancer, like they do have to go through blink space, but blink space is largely pretty safe. They don't have to worry about NHPs attacking them in blink space, generally speaking, probably. Yeah, Lancer has a mech that has a hypothetical gun that may exist someday, and then a future gun that doesn't exist yet that shoots bullets into the past to kill your enemies now. Yep. Yeah, I think like as much ridiculous firepower and like people that the Warhammer 40k universe can bring to bear, I think the Lancer universe just has them beat on technology. Like, you can imagine like a Psyker versus like an NHP or something. A Psyker tries to like read the NHP and ends up just like, you know, having their entire subjectivity frayed apart just from trying to understand the NHP, right? They don't even, yeah, that's what I was saying. They don't even know how their own tech works in 40k. They just have a lot of it. They have a lot of bullets and a lot of people. But also the other thing is, like, if Union came along and was like, we're going to actually use the DOJ HR to liberate some of these planets from the Imperium of Man and help the people on them, like, those people would turn... Those people would probably be like, wow, life can actually not suck. This is amazing. Holy crap. By win, I mean fight off the Imperium forces that are invading. Yeah, probably. Praying to the machine spirits is vibe coding. God. These weapons kills fascists indeed. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, that's the other thing is, like, Union don't like fascists. Third Com is pretty heckin' anti-fascism. And I think they know how to deal with fascists at this point too. SSC would probably be very, very interested in how they make Space Marines, though. Unshackled in HP versus Imperium of Man is probably like a Hydra. Maybe not. I don't know. The Chaos Gods are pretty powerful. I'd say the Chaos Gods are probably pretty close to Unshackled in HPs. Like, who'd win in a fight between, like, I don't know, Ra and all of the Chaos Gods put together? Actually, like, I'm pretty sure. so like SSC encountering the Tyranids would be kind of like it would be like a Wayland Yutani and Xenomorph kind of story playing out right there. Like 100%, 100%. You could totally tell the story of Alien and Aliens, but with like just replace the aliens with Tyranids and Wayland Yutani with SSC, and totally. Actually, maybe not even SSC. Maybe it would be like pretty much any of the Corporo states could be a Wayland Yutani analog when you think about it, because like Wayland Yutani does mining, it does bioweapons, it does weapons, right? Like, so like that covers SSC, Harrison Armory, and IPSN, right? But still, yeah, you just use one of those Corporo states as a stand-in, like, anytime, you know. Stranded colony stuck with only Horus mechs. Gah. Yeah, who would win in a fight, the Doomslayer or a Space Marine? My money's on Doomslayer. Doomslayer's taking on bigger things than Space Marines anyway. Could probably take on a Space Marine and Doom Eternal. Probably, yeah. I mean, like, you know, look at the Doomslayer's taken on, like, solo, taken on, like, Cyber Demons, Spider Demons, the Icon of Sin, which is a giant head that spews demons out of it. Like, he's pretty comparable to Space Marines. If I keep staring at this drawing, I'm gonna go start changing things on it. I should probably not keep staring at it. But I could change this pixel right here. Something doesn't feel right. Is this Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. I'm sorry. We can start working on a new drawing, because I did want to play around with more dynamic poses and stuff. Could give her more freckles. Just can't entirely be my self-stand-in, like self-insert. Though I would kind of like to have hair like that. That's pretty cool. Market is read only, so no longer changes can be made. So there's a thing up here. You go to File, Save Incremental Version, and that just adds like a number to the end of the file name. I don't like the kind of grayish color here. Yeah, it's probably fine. Zoom out and view it from a distance. Yeah, it's fine. It's just like, it's a really boring pose. It's cute, but it's like a really, really boring pose. Had no idea that was a thing. What, freckles? Wait, what thing? What? Incremental save? Oh, yeah. There's also save incremental backup. I don't know what that does. Probably something similar. Oh, wait, yeah, I use that all the time. It's why there's _3 in the file name right now. Well, heck, we're not getting anything else done for the rest of the stream. I don't want to start new drawing just yet. We'll do that tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna wrap the stream a little bit early. I'm gonna get a little bit early today. You really like the image? Thanks. It's definitely a different style from what I normally post, and that's probably the part that's really throwing me off. We didn't go through the process, you know? And I know exactly who we're going to raid today. Yep. Let me get this exported. Okay. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and kick off that raid just a little bit early. I mean, we would normally go for another half hour. I think this is fine today. It's 2.5 hours instead of 3 hours. Whatever, it's fine. Alright, there is your raid message. Thank you everyone for joining me for another weekday morning art / dev stream. Really appreciate having y'all here. You're all awesome and amazing. Hope to see you next time. Take it easy, take care, be kind, show compassion, show empathy, don't get in a knife fight, and use containers. Alright, bye everyone!